Hi. Okay, so I wasn't sure that I was gonna come on here and do this because I'm like really tired. Um and I want to make sure I'm not like saying craziness, but it's just been on my mind and it's been staying on my mind. I remember years ago when the Curious Case of Benjamin Button came out, and I went to the movies to see it. And it was a really good movie, but for some reason, like I don't know why, I was just like so annoyed for some reason with the movie because I don't know, I just kept feeling like whatever, like this can never happen in real life, just whatever. I don't know, and I was really annoyed. I don't know why, it was just a movie. But I really kept, like feeling that way throughout the movie. And then, just kind of like being before God. And a little bit after that, I can't remember what I was watching, TLC or something like that, I don't know. But I learned about Brooke Megan Greenberg, I believe is how you say her name. And she was a woman. She actually passed away a few years back. But I watched her story with her parents, and she was a woman who never like mentally and physically developed past, I think it was like 18 months or 2 years or something like that. She just pretty much remained a toddler all of her life. And, her parents were just taking care of a toddler for many years. And I remember, I think around the time I was watching, I don't know if she was like 17 years old or something like that. And I'm not sure how old she was when she passed, but I did see that she did pass. And so I was just watching it, and it was right after I had watched The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and I'm like, whatever, it's not real. Like, this movie is just annoying, even though it was a great movie. But and so I'm watching Brooke Megan Greenberg and just her real life story. And that this is a real woman who was born this way, whether, I forget whatever the disorder or condition was. But what it did, it kind of checked me, and God kind of checked me to let me see, like, who are you to say, like, what's real, what's not real, what can happen, what can't happen. Nobody, God is God. Like, nobody is God. We have no idea, like, the extent of what God is thinking or doing. Only the Spirit of God knows that. And so it just really messed me up, because I'm like, God, we put so many limits on God. We put limits onto what He's already created, to even the thought of, what he could still be creating. We just have all these limitations on who God is, what God will do, what God won't do. So I look at that, and it even kind of gives me understanding with people, just as believers, like, stop worrying about anybody else and what they're doing, because you don't know what God told them to do. You don't know how God told them to do something. And I just, it brings me back to the word of God where, judge nothing before it's time. Don't judge anything before it's time. I look at the word, and, Jesus said that the wheat and the tare, they're going to grow together. And it's not man, it's not us who are going to be the ones who could separate the wheat and the tare. It's going to be God's messengers. It's going to be God's angels. And even when they do it, it's during the harvest. It's at the end of the age. So who are we even to, think that, we could tell who's a wheat, who's a tare, or that we could tell what God is doing with someone and what God will do or what God won't do with someone. Obviously, yeah, we can test spirits, and, we see, and we know, we have discernment, and we see blatant sin. But at the end of the day, we don't fully know the end of a person, and we don't know the full end, of a situation. And so, I just thank God like that, He let me see some things like we don't know, like we be thinking we know. So the best thing we can do is just focus on God.